Hey guys, welcome to our channel, and today we shall discuss criminology. Now, many of you must have heard this word criminology, but you must be resembling it with something related to criminal law. But is it so? Is criminology related to criminal law, or is it a study of criminal law? To answer this question, let's first discuss about what criminology is. Now, according to Edwin Sutherland and Donald Cressey, it is a body of knowledge regarding crime as a social phenomenon. Now, you must be thinking that how can we connect both crime and social phenomena? So let me tell you guys that any crime is a crime against society at large. It is not a crime against individuals, but rather society. What does it include within its scope? Let's understand that first, and then we can move ahead with what is criminology. Now, it includes within its scope the process of making laws, of breaking laws, and a reaction towards the breaking of laws. So it has a wide ambit, which means that it entails all the details. It covers details about how the law is made, how a particular criminal law is made. What is the intention of the person behind breaking those laws, and also the reaction towards such breaking of laws. Therefore, we can say, or we can conclude by saying that criminology is a scientific study. So how many of you knew that criminal law could also be science? So criminology, which is a study of criminal law, is a scientific study of the crime. It includes its causes, responses by law and enforcement, and methods of prevention. Now, this is very important over here, that methods of prevention of any crime is very important part of any criminal law study. Why? Because that is the purpose of criminology, to study in detail why such crimes are happening. And criminology is a subgroup of sociology. Here you understand, here you study about the social phenomenon of criminal law, or a social phenomenon of crime. The term criminology was coined in 1885 by Raffaele Gruffalo, which was an Italian law professor. So that's just for your information. Now let's understand the subgroup of criminology. So the first subgroup is penology, second is biocriminology, third is feminist criminology, fourth is criminalistics. Now, what is penology? It is the study of prisons and prison system, the mechanism. It's basically the study of human behavior in prison. It is a study of the prison system as a whole. What is biocriminology? It is the study of biological basis of criminal behavior. What are the biological basis of any behavior which leads to breaking of any law, or which leads to invoking of criminal law? What is the biological reason behind it? You must be listening to various data and stats about how men's behave, how females or women's behave. So this is the same study. It talks about the biological basis, it talks about other bases, and it compares it, conducts a study, and studies about criminal behavior. Third is feminist criminology, which is a study of women and crime, another very important subject maybe. And then fourth is criminalistics, the study of crime detection, how we can detect a crime, what's the basis of it. This is completely a science and nothing else. Now, after this, let's understand what are the objectives of criminology, because that is also a very important aspect of criminology. What are the objectives of a criminology? So let's understand it by the method of the development of a body of a general and verified principle and the other types of knowledge regarding the process of law, crime, and its control and prevention, and the treatment of youthful offenders. What are we talking about here? See, the objective of criminology is to develop the body of a general and verified principles of other types of knowledge regarding the process of law. It is talking about developing a science. It's talking about developing a principle which revolves around the process of law, how the process of law moves. It talks about the verified principle of knowledge regarding how a crime moves, how criminal law moves, and what about its control and prevention as a whole. How can we control and prevent any crime? How can we treat the youthful offenders who are at very, you can say they are not very old, they are very young and they can be molded into any form. How can we treat them and bring them into the mainstream? So the first objective is to study the behavioral structure of a crime. The second objective is to determine the root cause of criminal behavior. What's the basis of criminal behavior? Or to develop the effective and humane means of addressing and preventing it. What is the root cause? The basis. These are very important aspects of criminal law which are left untouched. Because what we do as a law student, we read the law. We don't know what is responsible for this law. What is this law responsible for? What changes is this law bringing into the mind and into the daily working of the people? It covers various things in detail. Now, understanding about the nature of criminology. We understood about the objective of criminology. Let's understand about the nature of criminology. Now, criminology is an interdisciplinary field of study which involves scholars and practitioners representing a wide range of behavioral and social sciences. So it's not that a scholar who is studying criminal law, he can only understand what is criminology. The nature is interdisciplinary. People may talk about the role of technology in criminal law. You can study the interdisciplinary approach of anything. Say, let's say, what about cyber crimes and cyber crimes? What about crimes related to women? What's the mindset of people? It covers everything in detail. Now, second is, in the last half of the 20th century, criminology emerged as a distinct professional field. A special place is given to criminology now. People have accepted it widely as a science. Now, distinct professional field with a broad interdisciplinary focus and shared commitment to generating knowledge through systematic research. So one of the most important thing about the criminology or criminology researchers, they have to conduct systematic research which leads them to the behavioral science of how accused is reacting, of how a young person is reacting to anything. What's responsible for an increase in the rate of rape in any country? Why is there an increase in terrorism in any country? That is generally governed by this particular field of study. The third is, since it is a subdivision of sociology, criminology on psychology, economics, anthropology, psychiatry, biology, statistics, and other disciplines to explain the causes and prevention of criminal behavior. So it's a wide scope. It has a wide scope. It talks about various things. It talks about psychology. It talks about why is economics to be considered while talking about a crime, about anthropology, about the psychiatry, about what was in the mind of the offender, the biology, the statistics, and other disciplines to explain the causes of prevention of criminal behavior. How can we reduce the criminal behavior? How can we reduce crimes in any country? How can we reduce a particular strata or segment of crime in any country? This is something which can be known by criminology. So it has a wide scope. You're trying to understand it has a wide scope and it covers various things. Then criminology has historically played a reforming role in relation to criminal law and criminal justice system. There are two things. One is criminal law and second is criminal justice system. What is criminology doing? It is reforming the role of both of them. It is reforming the role of both criminal justice system and criminal law. Then who is a criminologist? Let's understand that. So a criminologist is a person who studies the causes of crimes, its treatment and prevention using scientific methods. Again and again, I'm saying that criminology is a science. And a person who studies criminology is called a criminologist. He studies the causes of the crime. He studies about the treatment, how this crime can be reduced, and its prevention as well. Criminologists are interested as how criminal law was created, who has the power to create them, what are the powers of such laws, how they are enforced and violated. They go into detail about why was the need of a particular law. Have you ever thought, what was the need of Indian Penal Code? What was the need of any law of prevention of money laundering which came into the first half of the 21st century? What was the need of narcotics related laws? There must be something moving in the society which paved the way of such laws. And who created it? What they discussed while creating? Whom they wanted to punish? What they wanted to cure? It is a deep study of all these aspects. The criminologists study the kinds of sanctions or incentives that can best protect the environment. The criminologists study the relationship between ideology and power in making, enforcing, and breaking the laws. They study all these aspects in detail. And after studying, then scientifically they come up with their report. Scientifically, they say that, see, these are the points which are responsible for such law coming into force. These are the points which are responsible for such XYZ reason. It covers everything. Now, a very important question which must be coming to your mind, that policemen also try to prevent crime. They try to catch hold of you once you commit crime. So, are they criminologists? The answer to this is a policeman is a criminology practitioner and not criminologist. Policeman is focused only in the enforcement of law. That is one aspect of the law and not the whole criminology, which is only one aspect in the work of criminologists. So they basically talk about the enforcement, and hence they cannot be called as criminologists as a whole, but yes, they are criminology practitioners. Police officers come under criminal justice, and criminal justice is essentially the application of criminology. While criminology is the study of the crime, its study of the criminal justice system, it describes the societal responses to a crime. Therefore, a policeman is not a criminologist. So don't get confused. I'll be coming up with a new video on these behavioral changes. So please do subscribe to our channel. Now moving ahead, what is the importance of criminology? To understand that, let's understand that there is an assumption in criminology that no one is born criminal. Now that's the very first thing. Who can say that somebody is born criminal? It is basically the societal norms. It's basically the economics which play a major role in converting a person into a criminal. Therefore, criminologists are basically, or the aim and purpose of criminology is basically for reformation. And how is the criminal justice system treating them? They feel that punishment is the only way how we can reform somebody. Now that is something which criminologists study, that how many have been punished, has the rate decreased? All these things are done and comparative report is prepared. It is important for lawyers, judicial officers, law enforcement officers, and social workers, psychological, to understand the criminals more. It's very important. If you don't understand the psychology behind criminal law, you don't understand why was a law brought, you can never understand how to cure the problem. Therefore, there is this particular ambit of law is very wide. It enhances official understanding of criminals, criminal offenders, the types of prevalence of offenses, generally or specifically by a class of people or in certain localities. It discusses everything in detail about how some crimes might be happening into a particular locality. Some crimes might be happening into a particular area, into a particular city, into a particular district, into a particular country. So it covers all those things in detail. We come to an end to this session. We'll be meeting soon with a very interesting session. So stay tuned. Thank you. Thank you so much.